I'm like in the freaking Amazon today, guys. For anyone who shows up, if anyone does. I know it's a Sunday morning, but yeah. So today I got my. I just used a washcloth, tucked tucked it into my hat. So, I'm sure you've seen that like on a similar thing. Like I think they have hats that are just like that, where they have like a mesh or something in the back to protect your, it's to keep you cool, protect your neck. So I've got my homemade version, my homemade version of a neck sunburn protector because I burnt the shit out of my neck yesterday, being out here for so long. Even though I took breaks and stuff to try to cool down, like my neck still got burnt, and I could tell my skin's still really warm. So I got my washcloth today to protect my neck. So it should do enough, should do a good enough job. But today the goal is to try to. I'm gonna try to get this corn weeded around the corn here today because that should be easy. But as you guys probably saw yesterday, like, so you can tell where it's been weeded. That's where the tomatoes were at, and the other sections are where the, let's say that's the pumpkins, and that's the cucumbers. So those have been weeded already. That was like over the past like couple few days or whatever. So today is corn day. So I'm gonna try to get this thing set up. I'm try to pay some attention to chat here, but my focus is primarily going to be trying to get always weeds up. So the easy part about, I guess, about the corn is, should be able to see this here. This is the corn. So I'm just going to weed around this. You can tell. So if you haven't seen corn before, baby corn, before it starts growing, that's what it starts to look like. So I've got, a bunch around here. So I have 4 rows of 5. So, I kind of have a general idea of where the corn's at. But I'm just going to weed around the corn first, like close around it. Then that way I'll kind of know everything else is weeds, and it'll just be easier to kind of pick, get the rest of the weeds out that way. That's going to be that's my little corn weeding strategy here. So, like I said, I'll try to pay attention to some chat as much as I can, but let's see what happens here. What in the good morning? Marcus, don't you love my makeshift neck protector here? It's like I'm walking through the Amazon. This too early, weed man? Why? It's never too early for weed. What are you talking about? It's never too late either. It's never too late. Weed's always a good time. There's always a good time for weed. Or for weeds, I should say. Let's put it that way. So, Marcus, you weren't here yesterday. I don't think I saw you, or at least I don't remember. I know JJ and Donovan were, and then Preston showed up like. You woke up at noon. Well, I started at 12:30 or something. I literally just started like at noon or something. Is when I started weeding yesterday. So today I was gonna go live a little bit earlier, but I have gaps. It's hard to see from here, but so like there's gaps underneath. It's so weird how the camera shows my arm in a different position, but it's all about perspective, I know. So at the garden under the fence there's like gaps where animals can burrow under. And I was at Melinda's yesterday, and we could see from the window that a rabbit just kind of burrowed under there and was in the garden wandering around. So I took like grass clippings, for example, from when I mowed. I have a big grass clippings pile, and I took them, and I'm starting to like wedge the grass clippings under the fence. I started doing some of that. It's hard to stream while I'm doing that because I'm moving around and shoveling and stuff like that. So I can't really, and there's nowhere to really prop my phone up while I'm doing that. Fill with concrete? No. I can't fill around the whole thing with concrete. That's too costly. Because one, you got to buy all the concrete. Two, then you got to mix it all. Then you got to put it all down there, let it set, and all that kind of stuff. I don't know anyone's garden fenced in that has anyone's fenced in garden that has concrete block underneath their fence. Plus, that could be create a problem later on if I want to because I may end up having to take a lot of these panels out and redo them. Like I think the posts are fine, but I may end up having to pull out some of this wood and redo the fence because some of it's warped and stuff, and I don't know. I mean, it's fine, it works, but I don't exactly weatherproof it. I've never weatherproofed it, and this thing's been up since like 2012 or some shit like that. So I mean, the fence has been up for a while, and it hasn't there's no rot or anything. It's just like it gets warped. And I also don't think that when I originally put it up, what if a tornado rips it? Hold on. Well, I mean, I'd have a lot more to worry about than just my fence. My whole garden would be gone, so that would be a. But we don't get tornadoes over here, so I'm not too worried about that. Oh, I almost ripped that corn out. That's not a weed right there. That is corn. Oh wait, or is it? It's gotta be. It's exactly. Yeah, that's absolutely corn right there. Oh shit! I think I may have pulled something. Actually, shit. No, I think I ripped the top off of something that was actually corn. So I waited long enough to weed because I wanted to make sure that if I did start pulling weeds, that I wasn't gonna be. Wait, is that corn too? How did that spread all the way over there? That is absolutely corn. So one seed, somehow it moved. Wait, there's one right there too. That's got to be corn, right? It's got to be. Wow, that's crazy. So there's. Oh wait. No, that can't be right. That's not all corn. Some of it looks like corn, but it's definitely not. That's what I hate about weeds, dude. Is weeds are great for taking on the properties of the things that they grow around. So that's one thing that makes weeding so difficult sometimes. Because you're just like, dude, you look exactly like the plant that I planted. So how am I supposed to tell the difference? I feel like some of this, but I feel like this is corn though. Because it looks exactly the same, but then I see other stuff over here that looks like corn too, and that can't be the case because it's so far away from where I would have planted it. So that's a confusing site there. Because you're supposed to plant it like there's one there, there's one here. There should be one about there. I think I see where it might be, and then there's one certainly back there. But like some of this other stuff looks like corn too, and I don't. That's the furthest row because I think I only planted out to there. So that's like the first row right here. Anything over here is not corn, but some of the stuff looks like corn. That's what's so crazy. This looks like corn. It's got because at the base it's got the same purplish color. So I don't know if like seeds got moved. There's no way though. Because I don't see it. And I see similar stuff over here. So I'm saying like some of that shit took on the properties of the actual vegetable. A water tornado, please don't pull the plant. I know, dude. That's what I'm trying to avoid. Some of the stuff is still a little confusing. Like the bigger corn is easier. Like this stuff, see that's a lot easier to distinguish as corn. You can tell. But the thing is, that, like some of this stuff right here, it looks like corn. It looks fine, but then like this stuff looks like corn too. If you can see the base of it, how it's red, and the base of the corn, how it's red, that's why it's like, because there's stuff over here too. This kind of looks like corn. The base is red, but there's no way that's corn because that's not really where I would have planted the seeds. So that's what sucks about weeding sometimes is, so if you let them get too big, then they can also look like the thing that they are next to. But like, there's just no way that corn seeds went all the way over there. Because that's corn there. I know that. I should have planted. I should have put placeholders or stick some type of like pin or something next to. Did you get sunscreen? No, but did you see what I did? Check this out, Donovan. Oh shit! Look at this. I'm all hood now, bro. Look, I got my ghetto my ghetto neck protector. I just put a washcloth and just shoved it up. I just shoved that shit up into my hat and into my shirt. So now I got something to cover my neck. Because yesterday I got sunburn, like for sure. I mean, it wasn't too bad. It looked worse last night, but I can definitely tell the skin was warm this morning. So I know I got sunburn there. But I put some of that aloe gel on there yesterday, so that helps kind of remove any sting and itching and all that stuff. So even then, that stuff was expired too. So it expired in 2019, but it seemed to work. So I mean, at least it seemed like it did something. But I gotta rethink my strategy for sunscreen, or even like skin care product post sunburn. All right, but anyway, so let's I need to keep moving here. So yeah, that's so weird. Like this stuff looks just like corn. So I wonder, how am I going to be able to tell the difference? I know the leaves get curled, so that's a way to tell. I can only tell based on where I planted it though. So I feel like none of this can be corn here because it's too close. And I didn't plant corn all the way out here, but it's kind of funny how it's really wet over here. And it's weird that it's really wet only in this like line, and it's really wet back there, but it's not wet. It's not wet where I need it to be wet, like where the actual plants are at. So that's corn. That's definitely corn. I know that. This can't be corn. That's just crazy though, how it looks so much like corn. God dang it. I just hope I'm not ripping up some that just happened to be close by or something, because I feel like the seeds may have moved, and that may be what happened. But there's no way they could have moved that far though. That's what I'm saying. Is some of this stuff doesn't make sense. It's not. One, two. So I don't know how this thing would have got way over here. Oh no, this looks like corn. But that's really close. I don't think I would have. And there's something definitely stepped in here or something. Something definitely stepped on this corn or some shit. This is so rough. I feel like this is corn right here, but I can only tell based on this would have been it. Yeah, because this makes sense right here, not this shit over here. Because this is more in a line. That's why I did it. Like everything's like in a straight line. But this is kind of upsetting because I don't almost want to pull some of this stuff out because I feel like the seed may have moved or something and it's growing somewhere else. But because it looks so similar. It looks so close to the real thing, bro. Something died here. What the hell this is? The only thing I could think of is like maybe because this stuff. See, this stuff is kind of thin though. That's what's weird. Is I want to say maybe it was the thicker stuff. Because some of this stuff is definitely thicker, but like it's just grown more. Some of the stuff isn't. it's got the same curl. You know what? Maybe I'll I'm gonna switch over here. How about you just leave it? So I'm gonna go over to the area where I can definitely tell where the corn is at. Excuse me. We're gonna move over here. Okay. Let's prop this business up. So like here you can tell pretty good. I feel like where the stuff's at. So like 1, 2, 3. I don't want to get too far. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the corn, you can see this one lines up. This one's about the same. These last two, so they're about like a couple feet apart in width. Oh, you can't even see back there. They're about a couple feet apart in width, or maybe like a full 1 foot basically. I did about 1 foot apart, and that way, and try to do about 1 foot the other way as well. I mean, it didn't necessarily work out exactly that way, but it's close enough. Get off of here, stupid fly. Nothing got planted this far back though. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see where those things are at. So anything around this, I'm just gonna pull because can't be corn. But man, like some of the stuff sure looks kind of similar, which is what's upsetting and really annoying. So I'm just gonna say F it. Anything that's not planted there is a weed. That's the way I'm gonna do it, because there's no way it could have shifted that much in the ground, because these things were like the corn gets planted deeper than just about everything else around it. Like corn requires you to go like, they want you to go like a few inches down or some shit like that, because it obviously needs, it needs a base that's capable of the weight, because corn, when that shit grows, that shit is like, it's way past like, it's about as tall as I am, maybe shortly, maybe just slightly shorter than how tall I am. So I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna kind of wing it at this point and stop like second guessing myself with what's a weed and what's not. Anything that's grown in the vicinity of where we planted it is what is corn. Anything that's not is not. So some of these, if it's really close to it, and even though it looks like a weed, I'm gonna leave it for now and see what it looks like later on. That's my plan. But it's got to be like reasonably close to where we would have planted it. So and plus, I think if I pull it up and it's actually corn, I should see there's a chance that it may not be grown enough just yet where I might pull the seed up with it or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'm just being hopeful when I say that. Where's all the traffic? Wait, hon. There's a parade happening. They're fixing a bridge and rerouted traffic. There's a parade happening on Tuesday that goes through the center, which is going to close the road. Where is all that traffic going to go? I don't know, man. They're just going to have to wait. I mean, I've seen that, like, they have stuff like that in the one city I go to for 4th of July fireworks. They actually do a parade that comes across like this. We used to live there in this apartment complex. There's a parade that goes across the main street, and when they have that parade, they effectively, like, traffic in and out of that apartment complex is effectively, it comes to a stop. Like, you can't get out. If you don't leave or don't get home by like 10:30 in the morning, the parade goes on for like an hour. There's always people that end up like pulling up to the thing and like sitting there waiting for the parade to finish before they can actually leave. It's like, sucks to be you guys. But and people always get pissed off about it. But it's like, dude, you would know if you've lived there. Chances are you don't just live. You haven't just moved there. I mean, sometimes maybe that's those people, but like, you've lived there for years. You can't tell me you didn't know that there's a 4th of July parade effectively every year. You know, it always happens at the same time. Oh wow, this is a big corn stalk. But there's just one. Oh no, there's two, I guess. So like I said, I'm not going to second guess myself. Anything that's not in the close vicinity of where we would have planted it, getting shocked. Pulled up, I should say. Shocked too. But yeah, so today my plan is I'm going to do some weeding, and then I'm going to... The grass has already got to be cut again. I haven't heard anyone's lawnmower this weekend, but like the grass is already tall enough where it needs to be cut. And I'd rather just do it now so I don't have to bag it. Because when I have to spend all that time bagging grass. See, this is what's weird. This one right here looks like it could be corn. It's in the vicinity, but it's not like really close. But you know, it doesn't look, okay, so it kind of looks the same, but it could be corn. That could be corn because the base is pretty thick there. The leaves look pretty similar, but man, it's just... That's what he said. Just use weed killer. No, dude, you can't do that because then it'll kill everything else that's around here. You don't want to do that because it'll transfer to the ground and kill everything. And I know you have this, so it kills weeds, not grass, but I mean, this isn't grass, so you can't really like... Oh, the weed is grass, right? So there's two right here. I mean, I'm just gonna... Because it looks like it's corn. Like, this stuff really does. But, like, everything looks like that. So, and even if it's not close to where we would have planted anything. So that's the part that I'm just like, ah. Here I am. I said I wasn't going to be second guessing myself. But I am. I'm just pulling it out. It's probably not corn. But see, this is what I'm saying is, like, if you can see this, like, it's got the same colored base as the corn, and like the way it grows, it's like curly and stuff. Like the leaves are kind of curly like corn is on the inside. And when I look at like the side of this, the texture, if you will, on this looks exactly like corn. Like it's just so freaking crazy. So freaking crazy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is not corn. Yeah, I'm just gonna pull all this shit up. And because worst case, even if this other stuff was corn or something, I mean, it's not really growing next to the other stuff, so it's not gonna make any sense. But I know anything in between is not corn, so because seeds couldn't have gone, they wouldn't have moved that far. The only thing I could think of is like if like a deer came in here and stepped, then it could have displaced the seeds, and that's kind of why I'm a little worried because I know deer did get in here, and so I think even with the watermelon, I think it got displaced. So I'm a little worried about that. Zucchini looks fine. Zucchini I may end up having a... You know what? I think I have extra zucchini seeds. I think I gave them to Belinda though. I may have more zucchini seeds. If I do, I may just plant the ones that didn't come up, or the ones that possibly got eaten or whatever. Still try to salvage what I was trying to accomplish with the zucchini. Because there was like 60 plants, or no, 30 plants or some shit like that in zucchini. So. Boatload of zucchini for sizzle. Where's Preston? Someone should. Okay, where's the cocoa plant? Oh, those are hidden, man. Corn's darker green. No, it's not. It's not, dude. I'm telling you. If you look at this in comparison to the corn, it is. It is virtually identical. I'm telling you, dude. It looks exactly the same. Look. Look at this. See this weed? Look at that comparison to the corn. It wasn't even close to where the corn was at, though. Like, this weed was like way over here. I don't know if you can see that. This weed was like way over here. That's not where we planted the corn. It was right here. But you see this? Look how close. Look at it. It's like virtually identical in terms of like the striping on it, the color at the base of it. Like, it's identical. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not like, I wish it was easier than that, but like, dude, it looks exactly the same. So that's why it's hard to tell. Like, I mean, I can only go based on where I planted it, but then I'm kind of, like I said, like, if the seeds got displaced somehow, then I'm possibly pulling up corn. But I guess at this point, like, for the sake of just getting the task done, I think I really just can't care that much. It's kind of like just me being over analyzing it, I guess, to some extent. So, I mean, I kind of have to go with something at this point. Otherwise, I'll be sitting here all day. Like I said, because there's other stuff that looks just like it that's not even close to it too. So it's just, you know. I don't think even by watering them originally, like after I planted everything, could have been enough to, like, you know, shift in the ground. There's just no way, because they're so far in. They're a couple to a few inches buried underground, so there's no way that even just a little bit of water would have been enough to displace them by like inches. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just too much wiggle room. Like, if it was close by, like anything in the close vicinity, yeah, that makes sense and is a possibility. But anything like further than that, definitely not corn. These are clovers. How do I get clovers up in this ditch? Those rabbits that were in here, bringing their clovers in here with them. Yeah, we saw that bunny get in here yesterday, and it like came across over here, and the thing all of a sudden you see it just like jump in the air. Like, I think it touched one of the bars or something that I have laying down, one of the metal posts, and it freaked it out, and the thing just like jumped. The thing jumped like a foot in the air. I was like, what the hell? Like, that thing was sketchy. Melinda's dogs are out. Well, one of them, yeah, she's over there. She's the black dog. I don't know if you can see her or not. Black dog. That's Petechia. Alright. Back here. Sorry you're staring at my ass right now, but that's close to the vicinity. I might just leave this thing there, because that could legitimately be corn. So 1, 2, 3. I see things around it that are corn. Sit up today on my own. Cynthia, I knew this. Stop.
Barking at? Stop it. God damn. Can I put start on my laundry?
No. Okay. So now we can see, look at that. The corn is properly weeded to some extent, at least around. So I'm trying to just get around the base plants first, and then that way I'll know like anything in between is garbage. It'll just be a lot easier. Stop giving the corn a lap dance. I know, right? That's what I'm talking about. Oh, there's a little. There's some ants around here. There's something that remotely looked like an anthill. So I may have to come out here with like. Oh, by the way, guys, if you ever have an anthill that you're trying to get rid of, there's an easy way to get rid of ants. To displace an anthill, soap and water. You basically just mix a bunch of soap and water. You go there and you dump that shit all over the anthill, and that'll like chase them out. I don't think it's not. I don't know if it's supposed to kill them or not, but it's supposed to like just tell them like, "Hey, get the hell out of here." I know bleach will kill them. I mean, if you're trying to kill them, but don't know that soap and water does actually kill them. I've had to do it before because there was one in my backyard that they had like just random fucking anthill. Excuse my language, but random anthill back there, and got that shit just by dumping soap and water on there. Like after a few days, you could tell there was nothing there anymore, and just ended up getting covered up with grass and building grass over it, and regrowing grass over it again. So didn't have to do anything special to fix it up or anything like that. Alright, so the other thing about weeding that you have to be careful about too is because you start stepping on the weeds and then it starts flattening them. So then when you're trying to pick them, it's slightly more difficult because you're like, I'm just gonna pull that one out. Pull this out too. Okay. Alright, so that takes care of around that. Alright, so then I'll move over to the next one. Old McBaker had a farm. Baker. And on that farm he had some corn. Baker. With some corn here and some corn there. Here's some zucchini, here's some carrots. Okay, so, ooh, a butterfly. You see the butterfly? Two of them now. How adorable. Butterflies at Baker's Garden. Okay, so the next set of corn is right here. So this has got to be it here. Yes, this is about right. Something definitely stepped here. Damn it, fucking deer, dude. See that now? That's about the only one that could be potentially corn. I don't think it could be over here. See, that's what I'm worried is that the deer stepped here, and so now there's some displacement. They could have moved the seeds over by stepping here. Because this could be corn right here, and this could be corn right here. So I might just leave that stuff there just to be safe, and we'll see how it grows. Because I can definitely tell a deer stepped here. So that may have displaced the seeds because their freaking prints go like 2 inches into the ground, man. Those things are fat spots. Whatever the hell was in here was a fat thing. Because we're feeding them all them apples and shit and getting them nice and strong and healthy. So yeah, I don't even want to pick some of this stuff there because that might all actually be legitimately corn. Because it's about in the vicinity where it's at, and it's also right next to where the big deer hoof marker is at. So I'm gonna be a little bit more cautious about this area. Damn it, I can't believe that I let that fucking fence go open. Because the deer kind of fucked some other shit up in here too. They fucked up the tomatoes, I believe. Well, at least some of them. They fucked up some of the plants, but I have to go and I'll have to buy more plants anyways because, yeah, so I will just leave all of that. I'll take the stuff around it because I think some of them could be legit. Yeah, I could tell there's deer stepped over here or some shit too. I don't know. Maybe that's what I just want to believe. But this is about where the corn would have been planted. The deer stepped over here. So this might potentially all be corn here too. So I'm just going to give this stuff, not all this can be though. I don't know. I'm going to give that shit a chance to grow and see what happens. Old Mick Baker had a farm. Baker. Wade in the water. Pour hot metal into anthill. What the heck? That's a little sadistic, Marcus. Pour hot metal. As you hear the screams. The screams of the ants. Help me. I don't want to put some food around there. We'll do that just to be safe. So those are close by. Those could all be corn. Anything that's kind of bunched up around there. This certainly isn't. Wow, the first thing I've seen that doesn't actually look like corn. Looks more like, no, it's not, definitely not like a wheat plant, but I was going to say it looked like a wheat plant, but definitely not a wheat plant. It's so nice when it doesn't look the same. It's been rare. That's few and far between at this point. I have a feeling it could be this over here. I feel like it could be this and not this, but you can't even see. I had to teach John how to tip the pizza man. What? You get cool metal thing when it cools and there's no ants. Wait, cool metal thing. Did you see that story on there was a thing on the Weather Channel that popped up the other day about these things that lived in they were in the permafrost in like Antarctica or some crazy shit like that. and they were frozen for apparently 24,000 years, and then they were able they basically just they basically thawed them, and the things were still alive for 24,000 years. Not just like a couple years, 24,000. They were just like, oh, they were just moving again. Like, hey, no fucks given. Like, what happened? Why was I cold for so long? They said it'd be the longest. That would be the longest that anything they've ever found that something like that that's been frozen for that long and came back to life, or was still alive after they thawed it. So that's some crazy shit, isn't it? Okay, enough with that. Whew. That looks pretty close for some reason. Why are those so close? It seems like we would have had another row right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Seems more than a foot. Yeah, the stuff on the left side is it's really hard to tell. It's really hard to tell on that left side. Watch, I'm like picking the wrong stuff. No, I don't think so, because I definitely made sure there was enough space in between, because it says like they should be planted closer together in the rows that they're in, but then further apart between rows, for however much sense that makes. So I don't know. Try to keep them a foot apart, like both ways. But that row seems to be a little bit further out. I don't know. It could have been just because I was eyeballing it or some shit. Like, that is completely possible. That is completely possible. So, yeah, we won't mess with any of those. Like a 5 of them. Like, it looks like for all the seeds that we put in there, they all came up or something. I can't remember if it was 5 seeds for the corn, or I swear it was just like 2 or something. I don't know. I don't think we put that many into the corn. But I could be wrong. Even though you've skipped past 3 weeks, wait, you had time to learn how to not die in a car crash, even though you've skipped the past 3 weeks for band. Why? Why'd you skip 3 weeks of band, dude? I thought band was your life. I thought you were upset when you weren't able to be in band. Now you're just skipping it. That sounds a little odd, Marcus. I must say so myself. So I'm gonna leave those. I think those together in that little pile. And those could be. You know, Marcus, I should be putting you to work over here, man. You need to help me. You need to help me weed my garden, bro. I heard you're good at it. I heard that it's in your blood. I heard that it's in your blood, homie. Yeah, for some reason, I think this last row, for some reason, we put too far out. The last row, I think we put too far out. Well, I think I'm gonna switch that. I'm not gonna too much more of this. I think there's enough space. I feel like these are probably weeds around here, but oh, oh God. Yeah, the wind blew my phone over. Look at that sexy man pulling the weeds. Yes, yes, something like that. Such a nice such a nice phone. Actually, you know what? Here we go. There. That'll actually grip around this thing. There we go. That's a lot better. What's up, homie? Homie G. Alright, so everything else is weeds. So that's the way we're gonna treat this. Now things will be real easy over here, I guess. Melinda said she thought that there was a easier way to weed my garden, but I'm not exactly sure what she had in mind. She she just texted me and said, "Hey, I think there's an easier way." And I said, "To weed?" She said, "Yes." And I said, and I didn't say anything, but I didn't necessarily ask her either. But I would assume that if she had an idea, that she would just be like, "Yes, this is what I was thinking, bro." Because she was out here weeding hers like earlier in the morning, and she said then the sun started to come up, and I guess an ant crawled on her face or something like that. And it's just like, dude, no. If I can feel that shit, like I would just anytime I feel an ant or any type of bug, man, I'm like swatting that shit off my arms and stuff, because I'm not about that. I'm not about trying to potentially get bitten or something. So I don't even waste time with that shit. But yeah, this stuff can get pretty. It can get pretty tedious because there's a lot of, especially like these little ones. It is like a monster pain in the ass. But like and plus, you know, I sort of have like well, I'd say I guess I probably to some extent I have OCD, because it's just like I can't see anything left over when I'm done with this stuff. There's not allowed to be any leftover weeds up in this mug. It's got to be bare. There can't be shit left here. Plus, you got to make sure that you don't pull too hard, because you don't want to just pull the tops off the weeds. You want to just pull the tops off of them. Look, I found a piece of glass. It's a piece of glass in my garden. What in the... Something in there? No fucking way. There's something hiding in there. Or it's the wind that blew the leaves. But I threw that piece of glass in there, and like then it like moved again. Like there's something in there, like a chipmunk or something. So I have to go around too. The other plan for today is to go around the garden and anywhere I have like gaps between the fence where critters or stuff can go under. I'm gonna take grass clippings that I have and just basically use that to pack in the holes to make it more difficult for things to just like come under and get in here. Did I put sunscreen on? No, dude, check out my hood design. This is my ghetto sunblock right there. I just put like a washcloth, tucked it into my hat. Tucked it under my hat, tucked it under my shirt. Hey, you know what? It's like, you know those guys in the Amazon, right? You know, walking through the rainforest and shit, when they got those hats with like the mesh and shit on the back. Dude, there's legit something in there, I feel like. I keep hearing noise. You know, I just basically made the same thing, essentially, and it was free. And I just had to take a washcloth, and plus it can just be washed. But yeah, I don't have any sunscreen, so... And I burnt my neck yesterday, so I wanted to make sure that I was protected today. So I should be able to be out here for as long as I want to be, with minimal breaks from the sun, because this will be enough to protect my neck. For shizzle. Damn, somebody's gonna get a pain in that ass around the ground. Like, you gotta be so sneaky. But yeah, so I was saying earlier, like, you don't want to just pull the tops off these things, because then, you know, they're still there. You know, it's just easier for them to grow back because they have a base to start with, a starting point. So you gotta, even for the little ones, you gotta, you know, pull gently enough so you get the roots. Probably what I should be doing, I should actually just grab my shovel. You know, maybe that's what I should do. You know what? That's what we're gonna do. Let's try to make this easier on ourselves instead of more complicated. We're gonna make this easier on ourselves. I'm gonna get my spade, a la Minecraft, but also not Minecraft really. I'm gonna grab my shovel and retuck my washcloth here. Retuck my washcloth into my hat. But yeah, it's working pretty nice. Like, I don't feel any heat on my neck. So, I mean, but I know my skin was definitely warm because I touched it this morning and it was hot. So how's the grass looking? It needs to, well, it needs to be cut. I was saying earlier that I think I'm gonna go over it today, um, because it's not that long yet, but I also don't feel like bagging it. So as long as I cut it as it starts to get long. Oh, that's my other water bottle. I was wondering, I'm like, where the hell's my water bottle at? It's sitting here. It was sitting here in my lawnmower, so I keep that with me when I'm cutting the grass. That way I can just open it up and will it need cutting when you come up? I don't know. It depends on, how much it rains, and since it's rained enough, like it's been enough to keep feeding the grass. So now I just need to, and even then, like this grass over here, I'm probably gonna end up having to, this stuff I may end up having to bag because you can see like there's patches where it's really thick, and so we'll see. Like it's gonna depend on if I'll first I'll how the hell first I'll go over it without the bag. There we go. There's that. First I'll go over it without the bag, and then I'll decide if I need to bag it because there's probably plenty of areas that I don't have to. Okay, so I came in here for a purpose. Let's execute that purpose. I also feel real hungry too. I probably need to drink some water. That would probably be a good idea as well. Oh, so thanks to Melinda. So this is, I think I showed you guys, this is what Melinda helped me organize. She ended up giving me back my post hole digger that she used to do her fence. And she ended up giving me back my, but Melinda helped me, she helped me do all this stuff. So now I have like a little yard thing. So I know that like, hey, all my spades and my yard equipment that I have in here, my batteries for my weed whackers and my feed stuff for my weed whackers, everything that I could have for like my yard stuff all goes in here, my gloves and my glasses. So everything's nice and everything's got its own place now. So I know where to actually find shit when I need it. So I'm gonna use my spade. So that way I'll just use this to dig in under the weeds and then use that to pry them up, and then so I'm not sitting here pulling every single thing out of the ground by hand. I'll just take that and then dig in, pry it up, bigger globs, and then whew. Here, I'm gonna set this on the ground. I'm gonna get some water before I go back out there. That makes sense. So I'll take some with me too, so that way I have my I'll get dehydrated. Sitting out there. Plus, all I have right now is Warren's Busy here, and I'm trying to drink that. I need to stop drinking for a while. It's not helping my gut. Like literally, my gut, like, I've gained weight back and stuff, and I think now because I actually eat like different kinds of food and heavier food than I normally eat, like I gained off. Dude, I was at like, what was it, September of last year, it was like September or October of last year, I was like 134 or 135 or something like that, or maybe around 140. Now I'm at like 150. Now I'm at 152. Like I've been hovering around 152, and I don't like that because at 150 is the point where like I already feel is where I already feel uncomfortable in my gut. Like I don't feel comfortable in my clothes that way because my stomach is protruding because I'm not eating the way I need to be eating. Well, I mean, I am. So that's the thing. I am. I'm just eating more. But then I don't think drinking coffee is necessarily helping either, because then I'm consuming more sugar because I'm using sugar and coffee creamer, and so there's a bunch of sugar and fat and that stuff. And if I just use sugar in tea or honey in tea, that's just sugar, but not like all the fat and stuff that you get with coffee creamer and all that. And then on top of that, you know, drinking all those Angry Orchards, man, like that's that's just a bunch of sugar. So I've been like maybe I've definitely been excessive with the Angry Orchard. So I can't even pretend like I can even like dumb that down to like you know any way that makes me feel comfortable about how I've been my drinking habits. So I definitely need to cut that down. So the next time Lauren asks, "Oh, can I buy you some Angry Orchard from before I go?" Like, no, I don't have any left. Actually, as of right now, I'm not trying to buy any more. I'm just gonna keep drinking my water. That's gonna be one easy way to cut back. You know, I'll do my Angry Orchards on Tuesday with my brother at B-Dubs, but that's my tall, and then like that's it. Like I need to stick to that. Like mentally, I need to find a way to. I need to rebuild willpower. Because if I do that and I see results, then I'm gonna be happy. And then when I'm happy, then I'm fucking happy, and I can get more stuff done. Maybe I won't feel as, you know, depressed in certain cases and stuff like that about certain things. You know, it'll just be easier to just be happy because I'm like, hey, at least I got my health. At least I was able to accomplish something. So, yeah, so I need to have her stop buying me drink Angry Orchards. All right, so here we go. This is gonna make this shit so much. This is gonna be so much easier now. In theory, because now, yeah, see now it just. There we go. Yeah, definitely a lot easier than trying to worry about trying to pull these things out like by hand. I mean, they are by hand still technically, but now it's just loosening up the dirt and shaking these things down and, you know, letting all the loose dirt off of them. And I don't want to take all the dirt out of the garden, right? Because there's good dirt in here. You know, there's still good nutrients and stuff in this dirt. Yeah, that's a lot easier. Plus now you can actually see that it's kind of getting tossed a little bit, so it's wet under there. Yeah, see, it's a lot easier. So we got a lot done. a lot done a lot faster. I'm not going to worry too much about picking out too many little things. Even though I will, because I don't want to leave these things in there with weeds or roots. Maybe this is what Melinda was thinking. Like they're saying like, oh yeah, there's an easier way. Yeah, this is slightly easier just to loosen everything up and not make it such a chore. So I've been playing my Puzzles and Zombies game, and today I was finally got into. It's very hard to get. So once you get to a certain level, it becomes far more difficult to start gathering resources, or enough resources to be able to improve your to upgrade buildings and stuff. Like certain things start to end up costing like millions upon millions of food and wood and stuff like that, and it's not. Even though you can build depots where you gather wood and stuff like that, or like harvest wood for you or whatever, but that stuff takes forever to get to a point where you're producing enough to make up for what you spend. You know, like you have to wait a while at times to just be able to upgrade buildings, because you need to wait for enough food and wood to be available to upgrade buildings. So everything costs food and wood, or sometimes steel and wood. So usually wood's been like my hardest material though to maintain. So then today I was like, you know what? Let me scout other people's sanctuaries, because the way it works is your warehouse only protects. You only have so much protected material, and it's based on your warehouse level. how much weed you got. Got plenty of it, man. Shit. Like your warehouse level dictates how much protected material you'll get, and at my level, I'm like a level 15 or 16 or something like that now. I don't know, maybe slightly higher, but like at that level, you only get like 1.5 million protected wood and food, and like a million steel or something like that, and like so much gas. So like anything that you have in your sanctuary that is beyond that is stuff that people can technically, it's stuff that people can steal from you if they were to attack you and be successful. So I started scouting today, and I saw someone who had 9 million food that could be stolen. I'm like, what? I'm like 9 million? Like apparently they stopped playing. It looks like. I mean, it seems like they stopped playing because one, first off they weren't part of an alliance, so that was the first reason why I targeted them first. You can scout players. That's how I knew. You can do scouting on people's sanctuaries, and then your scout report will tell you how much, how many soldiers they have, how many traps they have, and how much material you can be stolen from them, like what they have in excess of what their warehouse protects. So when I saw like 9 million food, so I kept going back and attacking that person over and over and over, because I was basically like, I'm getting all their fucking food. I stole like so much food from them, and then I needed more wood, so then I found another sanctuary that had like a shit ton of wood. I'm like, yep, I'm gonna go there too and steal all that shit. So I went there and stole all their, well, it has elements of Clash of Clans. Yeah. But I've spent so much money on that game. It's just so easy to spend money on it. And I don't spend money on it for material. I spend money on it for like certain boosts and stuff like, well, not even boosts. It's like, oh, for 99 cents, like you can get like this many like Nova points. And one was like a really good deal, because for 99 cents they had where you can get like 1 million Nova points or something for leveling her up. And I was just like, oh shit, like that's, it would take you forever to accumulate that many XP points for Nova. So I'm just like, shit, like fuck that, I don't want to wait that long. So I just ended up spending like 99 cents, and like I've spent like $5 here, $5 there. Because it's like you just get so into it, because it's like, shit, it's either wait or just wait to build all this stuff, or just spend like $5 and just be done with it. Yeah, I kind of have an issue with patience. So yeah. All right, so now I need to find out where. So that stuff's pretty good. So this is all weeded around the corn. There's no corn over here, so I know this stuff, I can technically just weed all this too if I wanted. So I didn't take this one out because I don't know. I mean, I probably should, because I'm pretty sure this is definitely the corn right here. I keep feeling like there's some that kind of maybe got to the side or something. Like I got displaced underground. Like even right here is the same thing. I don't know if this is the corn or if this is the corn, because this is where a deer stepped, it looked like at one point. So it's kind of irritating. Man, these zucchini plants are starting to look really nice, especially these ones up here. They're starting to look really nice. So I need to weed around all this shit though. I don't understand why this first row. I think because I may have had good soil in here at some point, and that's why. I think that's why these ones are really nice, and why ones over there are, because they're in a spot where there was good soil, like where I had my strips, and you can't even see what I'm pointing at. So sorry about that, but like I don't see any zucchini, bro. I don't see any zucchini. Now you do, I believe. Oh no, still don't see zucchini yet. There we go. See, that's the zucchini. Look at that. That shit's growing really nice. Down that whole first line, that whole first row. Sexy. Zucchini all looks like pretty decent, but I'm gonna have to look for spots wherever it's not growing well, I'm going to you hear planes here or over by you. You could hear planes around here because of that airport that's close by. I think I mentioned that before. Cuyahoga County Airport is right down the street from me. So usually that's where like important people land. They don't land at like Cleveland Hopkins or anything like that. They land at the one down the street from me. Like I feel like when presidents come into town, yeah, that's where they land. Yeah, this is far easier to use the spade to dig this shit out than what I've been doing. This is far easier. So I bet you this is probably her idea for my weeding, because she's probably seen me and watched me weed the one day. She's probably like, what a dumbass. Why is he spending all this time picking shit out one by hand like that? Like, what a dumbass. Oops. Okay, I guess I didn't. Oh, wait, taking off a little. Yeah, I just heard I heard a plane too just now. But yeah, there's a lot of, or a helicopter or something. It sounded more like a helicopter than it did a plane. But, yeah, it happens. You know, they have that, you know, I can land there in Flight Simulator. That's actually when I did my Flight Simulator stuff, that's where I was landing, was that airport down the street from me. Because I was like, that'd be cool just to land there, like, just to be, like, you know, like, that'd be kind of sick. Like, hey, I know that place. Like, because plus I also wanted to fly over my house. That was the other reason why I did it, too, was, you know, I was like, oh, I can see my house from the airplane. Like, I just thought that was the coolest thing. But unfortunately, the terrain's not that detailed. The terrain's only so detailed in that game. Like, even if you turn it up to like the maximum level, and even then, like, you know, even my computer it's a little bit older, but like not that old. My graphics card had trouble handling the oh, actually no, it wasn't my graphics card. It was actually my memory. My memory was getting the memory on my computer was getting maxed out by that game because it loads so much into memory, and I have 64 gigs of RAM in my fucking computer, and that shit was getting maxed out by that fucking game. I'm like, dude, how? Like, come on, you have to maybe make that game a little, maybe make it slightly more efficient. Like, there's no way that thing should be capping out 64 gigs. Like, I should not need 128 gigs of RAM to play fucking Flight Simulator, you know, and have like decent looking graphics. Like, I just think that's absurd. I don't know if it's because maybe my graphics card doesn't have enough horsepower, and so it's offloading it to memory instead. Which, you know, that's always a thing. But usually when you have usually when things have to go transition from because your graphics card can't handle it, usually it ends up being more CPU bound as opposed to memory bound. But in this game, it was not. Like, it was definitely more memory bound for whatever reason. Now it's starting to get really fucking hot out here. I'm sweating, but you know what? I'm not getting burned, so that is what matters. I'm not getting sunburned. Okay, so let's go on here with this shit. Yeah, this is a hell of a lot easier. A hell of a lot easier than what I've been doing. Shit. I mean, still have to pick everything out, but it's not hard to do that because everything's pretty much on the surface. And what the hell? What is this? Some piece of garbage or something? Not really sure. corn. Did I say I was going to leave those there? I think so. Maybe corn that got this. Feeling like probably not, but you never see. Maybe for 13. Just like this lively. Hey, Baker, shake your ass for the camera, baby. Saw the girls will come by and give you some tips. That'd been funny. I wonder if that would have worked. Essentially pouring myself out on live me for tips. Donate to me, baby. Shake my bubble butt for you. Oh God, be careful, be careful, be careful. Okay, that looks really good right now. Look at that. Fucking A. Fucking A, bro. That looks really good. It's a lot of work for 2 strips, but you know, I guess it's progress nonetheless. Attention, all y'all plays and pimps. Yeah, dudes ain't want to mess with me. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's not how it goes, but something like that. Something like that. Did you record that video yet or no due to the outrageous size of Flight Simulator? Wait, what? What video? The video of your plane crashing? Is that what you're referring to, the one that Donovan said I should make? and no, I was never gonna do that. Or are you talking about the video of the video of your plane coming up? The video of the plane coming up and you landing safely at Cleveland Hopkins. Well, I think that's what Donovan was saying, and that one. Remember, you were there. I'm pretty sure when he said, "Oh, I thought Baker was gonna make a video of Preston's plane crashing or something to just scare the shit out of him." And I said, if I did it, I would just do it like after takeoff or something, because there'd be no point in like letting the video go for like an hour and then all of a sudden the plane crashes somewhere. But like you would have to crash somewhere like funny. The thing is about that game though is you can't just have even if you let them take over from a simulation standpoint, there's only so many places you go to DC first. Yeah, yes. Yeah, I had something like that set up, like you can set like a flight path and all that crap. So my dilemma right now with these is I don't know, because of the fact that everything that is corn around the corn weed wipe, it looks like corn. I think this might be one right here. But the problem is that I'm not 100% certain. 1, 2, 3. We did 4 rows of 5. So I would expect something right here, at least, approximately. I think this is one right here, for sure. But like I don't see where the problem is. I don't see where the rest is at. I see one right here, so that's 2. 1, 2. For some reason, I feel like this is one right here. It's about in line. And actually, nothing else around it looks like corn, so maybe that may be legitimate there. That it's here. This looks like this is definitely corn right here, though. Okay, so around it, I can't use the space because I don't want to risk actually getting rid of the real thing. Okay, so this is definitely not corn here. Or here. These are definitely not corn. So I think ew, spider gross. Got your little fucker. Yeah, the rest of it is kind of hard to tell. Focus too much on that. I'm trying to focus closer to the actual corn. So I mean, I think I'm just gonna let this stuff go because it looks like it's it, and it's just not grown as full. It looks like it's just a little bit displaced, like the hole may have just been out of alignment. That's what she said or he said. I don't know. So that could be why this one is a little off alignment, but it's about where it should be. So that's the best I could say. Are we sure there's not like another set right here? I don't think we did. I don't think we did 5 rows of 5. But this seems like it just seems so close. But it seems like about the appropriate distance. This seems a little bit wider though. It seems a little bit wider for some reason between that. But it's about like a foot almost. Like for some reason this one we didn't. It's just closer. It looked like for whatever reason this one's closer. That one's wider. This one's closer. This one's wider. But I'm pretty sure we only did 4 rows of 5, not 5 rows of 5. But I'm not 100% certain. Because this looks like right here, there could have been another row right here. So we could have did 5 rows of 5. Because this looks like this could be corn right here. But I don't see anything here that kind of resembles corn, unless it was wheat or something. That's what I'm having a hard time with right now. Just trying to decipher if this is another row or not. I'm probably gonna have to. I'm probably gonna have to ask Lauren if she remembers, because I just damn it, I don't remember if I did. I don't think I did 5 rows. I think I just did 4, but. You know, I'm pretty sure I only did 4 because the packet says like in blocks of four. In blocks of four. I may just have to find. Oh no, I gave her my corn packet, so I gave Melinda my corn packet. My pants, they're all dirty. Ew. What time is it? It's already 1. Jesus crikey. All right, well, I'm probably gonna cut the stream off anyways for now and just listen to some music. So, because I've been going for an hour and a half again, and I don't know how much data I'm chewing up by doing this. So, thank you guys for everyone who came by. Appreciate it as always. And I'll see you guys. I'll see you guys when I see you. Bye. All right, you too, man.